Our whole justice system is like thoroughly fucked. Like on every level, it is thoroughly fucked. Has anyone ever heard of the civil inmate labor program? Oh yeah, no, just to be clear, the we can talk about it. We can have a stream on it one day, but the fucking unbelievable amount of garbage in the prison system is insane. For anyone who doesn't know, first of all, prisoners in America and also in other countries work for companies, like American companies, at like a fraction of the wages. So essentially it's like, oh, here's some free labor. And there's no company that's going to turn down labor at like a fraction of the cost, right? And the way that they sell it to the prisoners is, well, don't you want some experience? Don't you want some experience so when you get out of prison, you have this experience, even though you'll have like a felony on your record no matter what? The second major problem is, other than the whole like fact that it's a retributive system inherently, and it doesn't actually help, the prison system does not help people in any way. It doesn't help people. There's nothing about it that helps people. But the other really big problem, okay, is that when you leave prison, you owe like debt. Like, people don't know this. You can leave prison and then owe the prison system, like local, federal, whatever, like tens of thousands of dollars for housing you, essentially, which you have to pay back, by the way, chat. So not only is it going to be insanely difficult to get a job now that you have a felony, but you also have to pay back all of the money. All of it. Yeah, surcharges, court fees, probation fees. A lot of people don't actually know this. Let me see if I can find like a good link on it. There was a great NPR covered story on it. While controversial calls to defund the police have grabbed headlines, we urgently need to examine how we fund the police today. The increasing use of excessive fees, fines, and surcharges to fund parts of our criminal justice system is creating punitive debt traps for millions of low Americans leaving prison. Many find themselves in an economic prison, prevented from paying down their debts by the debts themselves. Others are so entrapped that they actually are reincarcerated for unpaid debt. So because you haven't paid your debt, you can go back to prison to collect more debt. Either way, they are denied the dignity of a real second chance and a fresh start to pursue one's purpose and contribute to the family, community, and country. So, yeah. I'm defending a case right now where the plaintiff has over $200K in incarceration debt. How will you pay it back if you have no job? Great question. The answer will be after this short ad break. You basically, so all of the like court fees, random, they're insane amounts of like tiny charges. It's been a while since I looked at it. You have to pay it all back. So all of the things that got you imprisoned in the first place and got you out, you have to pay it back.
Public service announcement. If you or someone you know is a felon, many of your rights can be restored. Methods vary between states, but politicians, particularly conservatives, don't want that information widely known because you're less likely to vote for the rat fucks that want to keep you there. Bye, fuckers.
Yep, but I remember when I learned about it like maybe a year or two ago, and I was like, how am I in my 20s and I didn't know? How did I not know that you have to pay back your debt when you go to jail? So ignore like bail. Ignore bail altogether. Like, if you are in prison for any amount of time, you owe them money, which is insane. Like, actually insane. And it's particularly insane when people are getting arrested for like drug crimes. Like I didn't even know that at 30. I've literally never heard of it. Yeah. It's fucking insane. And yeah, the fact that felons can't vote is complete utter bullshit. There's like our whole justice system is like thoroughly fucked. Like, on every level, it is thoroughly fucked. First of all, what you get incarcerated for is bullshit. So, like, the fact that anyone has been in or is currently in jail for marijuana charges is insane. Insane. I'm not talking about, like, consumption of marijuana, to be clear. Like, I'm only talking about, like, to be honest, even the sale of marijuana, like, but for just for this purpose, to make the most defensible argument, there are people who went to prison because they had a joint on them. There are people who have been to prison because they have an addiction to some substance. That's what they went to. They went to jail for something out of their control. At a certain point, once you get an addiction, this is not in the marijuana case, but for other drugs, literally, you're going to jail because you need this drug because you have a physical addiction. Okay? Cool. So we're fucked on that level. Like, the actual laws that imprison people are not good. Then we have bail. And bail is completely fucked, 100% fucked. It's literally a system. It's literally just a system made to make money and hurt poor people. And then we have the legal system, which the legal system is the least fucked, but it's still better. It's still dog shit. Even though it's the best part of the system, it is still really dog shit. But the legal system, if you don't have the money to afford like a really nice lawyer, you get a public defender. And I'm not saying public defenders are all fucking garbage human beings. They're just underpaid and overworked. You're getting someone who has a million different cases, and they are doing the best that they can for you, given the situation. Which, if you had the money to afford a better lawyer, you probably would be able to get off. But you don't. So, okay, great, wonderful. So on the charges, like getting out of your charges, you're also fucked here, okay? And then when you're actually in prison, prisons in America are unbelievably inhumane. The fact that solitary confinement, that anyone in America has ever had to deal with solitary confinement, is unbelievably insane. It's just inhumane. It's literally just torture. It's just, there's no other words for it. I'm sorry. And the fact that like people fear for their lives in prison is insane. The fact that there is police brutality in prisons is insane. Like all of these on every level are absolutely insane. So we're fucked on that as well. And then when you get out of prison, you're still fucked. You are still fucked. Like you have to pay back a mountain of debt. You have a felony on your record, so you can't vote. You also are going to have a harder time getting jobs. You also have been incarcerated for a certain number of years, so you have like a gap on your resume that just doesn't say anything. Like, so you're just, yeah. Basically just the entire prison system, all of it, from like the moment you get stopped by a police officer till the day that you leave prison, and after that, you're just thoroughly fucked. And it's like, oh yeah, totally, this is a system that's working correctly. Yeah, we're totally preventing recidivism this way. Yeah, sure. So, yeah, no psychologist recommends being forced in a concrete room for months or years to treat drug addiction. The reality is like putting people in dark concrete rooms is not going to make them misbehave. You're just torturing these people. That's all you're doing. Anywho, chat. Yeah, my opinion on like the entire prison system is like, it's just bad on every level. Like every level, on every single level, it's terrible. Just absolutely terrible. And if any one of these like particular systems was improved, we would see insanely, like even if we just removed like bail funds or changed the bail system, huge improvements. If we just gave felons voting rights, huge improvements. If we let felons not have to deal with that when they get jobs in the future, huge improvements. If we improve the conditions people were in while they were in prison, huge improvements. But we refuse to improve any part of this system, any part of it. All of it is just bad. So yes, I am very, very aware of like everything that is bad about prison systems, and it's very depressing, but yes.